I mean, incredibly bad luck to
It's
close.
tough. It's tough. Like, I mean, had a good match, I think, from the beginning towards the end. And unfortunately, like, I started cramping, especially when I was like 5'2" in the fifth. And it's always tough. Like, cramps, you can't control certain things. I thought it was spasming out first. So, like, it wasn't like cramping. It was like more like a spasm in the beginning. I think it's end of fourth set. And then slowly, like, the spasms, like, change into cramps because, like, muscles getting tight and tight. I tried to take as many fluids as possible and still try to do the best possible I can play. I thought I did well, like holding one game, but it was pretty tough because my hand, like legs, everything like started to like one or the other started to like
Your
cramp
hands
up.
too?
Yeah, even the right hand. So it's pretty tough, especially like, and I couldn't jump anymore. So like there's no more movement and there's no more jumping, so like couldn't serve anymore. So it's tough, like especially like you're playing guys like top 50. It's going to be competitive, and I was trying to still like keep focusing on, especially with the support I had there. It's unbelievable there, and it got to a point like it's the body of the mind. I think the mind was still there, but the body wasn't there.
The overrule.
I didn't look at it actually, to be honest. I just returned it. So but then that's part of the game. So like. It happens, and then he got a return and then made a good first serve. So unfortunately, I couldn't return that, maybe to make a play on it. But could have been, even still, like I was 5'3", I still had to serve it out. I think it was tough, like, and he knew like I was a little bit like wounded and walking around a little wobbling. So and then that's how good players take advantage of that. And then of course, like I thought I did pretty well even fighting that. I tried to walk on my own feet to coming back to the locker room, so I'm happy about that.
Would you say if you didn't have to qualify, if you advance now in the world rankings and so, that those cramps wouldn't have started, wouldn't you have those hard 3 qualifying rounds?
I don't think that's the main cause actually. Like I tend to sweat a lot. Like like when you're playing, especially 5 sets, it's going to be like a battle. And I thought I was in good shape. Like even physicality wise, I was okay. It's just the body cramps. Body cramps is different from your fitness because like some people like tend to like lose a lot of fluids out and salts out, and it's tough to take enough to get back into your body. But I prepared well. I thought I did pretty well, but like it's always tough. Like sometimes they tell you it's but pressure also you get it. But I don't think it was pressure for me. It was like I was still pretty loose in doing that. But it's just the water intake. It's tough. Like you can't manage some of them.
But there was no way of you giving up.
No, I wasn't giving up. That no, it wasn't the giving up part. It was more like I still tried to like do the best possible scenario I can do that. But it's gonna be tough. Like especially like not even 10% movement's gone. So the movement's gone first thing, and it's tough because the whole match I was playing that way, like moving around, like trying to use the ball a little more. But then it's gonna be tough. I have to hit through the ball, and it's tough with the winds, especially like going across on one side.
You've never played obviously a 5-set match before, right? This is the first, or did you?
No, I played one exactly a month ago, Davis Cup in Korea,
okay.
and I was cramping and complete body cramps in 4th set over there. But I finished actually. That match also finished. I won for the team against Korea, so I was happy there, but unfortunate now.
What was
Did you think about that?
This experience? What was this experience like for the first time in the main draw?
I mean,
Slam?
it's one of the best. For me, like I've said it before, like this is like my home Grand Slam because India doesn't have a Grand Slam, so this is and the support I have around this area, I think it's wonderful. Like having to see so many people coming and supporting, and it was good. Like we got to play 3 good matches in the qualifying, and everyone showed up. Like it was pretty loud there. I think. I was very happy that everyone came and supported me. Unfortunately, matches win and loss, it's a different part, but at least I competed there, and I thought I did pretty well there.
Yeah. How does the crowd compare, the Burning Tree fans compare to Indian Davis Cup fans? Was that like a Davis Cup atmosphere for you?
It was close to it, especially like everyone like was into it. People in the States love this sport in general. Like India is of course like we have other sports also, but Davis Cup is still a different thing. And the Davis Cup is different, and it's fun because you have your teammates. Everyone's around. And even today, like I had a couple of my Davis Cup teammates that are sitting there in the corner and just supporting with my family also, and my Burning Tree and Greenwich, of course. Like, so there's a lot of people, a lot of support there, and I try to do the best. Trying to fight, like trying to pump up, and that's just part of the game. And,
Does this give you confidence going into the big match against Spain coming up after the U.S. Open in Delhi.
Definitely. Like it's a good thing. Like I can fight with these big guys. Like at least like that's a good boosting in confidence for me. Like maybe for the coming matches, or like maybe in 2 weeks for Davis Cup, or maybe in the future, like maybe in 3 weeks or 3 months down the line. Maybe next Aussie Open, which is coming up next year. It'll be a good confidence booster, at least for me to to know my game or what I need to work on during the off season to come back stronger for next year.
How do you feel about playing Rafa potentially in Delhi?
It'll be nice, like especially him coming home. It's a big boost for the sport in general, like in India, and Rafa or any of the Spain, like in the 10 guys in the top 50. And of course, Rafa is a bigger image and all that. So it'll be nice if he can show up. It'll be tough for us, But that's a part of it. It's still Spain's going to be a very tough competitor, in competition with their team is completely loaded. And hopefully we do the best and we prepare ourselves best for that tie, which is going to be in 2 weeks' time.
What was going through your mind when you started the fifth set?
The first set?
The fifth set.
The fifth set. I just wanted to just to play the same way I played like third and second.
Yeah.
A little off balance at times, but I was trying to play a little more defensive, trying to force him to come up with something big. And started pretty well. I think had a few chances, break points here and there. Maybe a double break would have helped me a little bit, like especially when 2-4 he was serving and he came up with like a great defensive play and a great serving to hold that game. So I think that could have been a big. I think it's 4-1. I think 1-4 he was serving. So that was a great hold for him. Maybe the 2 breaks would have been really helpful for me in the fifth.
What is the one thing you will? Sorry. What was the one thing you will take away from this match, as you 5 years from now when you look back at it? What's the one thing you'll take away from it?
I think the overall atmosphere for it, like being at that stage, coming from qualifying and playing, especially in front of my home crowd and home support, like it's one of the best things that you'll ever have any Grand Slams. So, and that's one of the best things for me, playing my best tennis, especially in front of my support. I think that's something which I know I can get better and still have to work and learn things. I think I've been doing it in the last 3-4 years after college, and there's still a lot of improvement to do and still a long ways to go for it.
You seemed like most of those people wearing the Saketh squad shirts knew you, and you knew them. Who were they?
It's
Greenwich?
It's from Greenwich actually. The club I used to work when I was in college.
Oh, okay.
So that's the people.
So you worked at a club in Greenwich when you were in college? Okay.
During the summer.
Okay.
And then I still good relationship with everyone there. So and I know a lot of people, and then they supported
That's
a lot
awesome.
of things. And then they're here
Yeah.
like family also. So it's like Greenwich family for me. Everyone.
That's cool.
Overrule,
Thank you.
overrules are part of tennis, as you said, but for that very split second, the match was over until that overrule. So, you said it was part of the game, but you did, at any point, you said there was no letdown, but for a split second you had won. There was no letdown?
No, I wasn't looking at it. I wasn't expecting what was happening. I thought I won, and then suddenly overrule. Okay, then I asked my coach just to see how was the call, and he said he couldn't see it. And then I asked the chair umpire, and he said I think the ball hit the back of the line or something. So reserve. So I'm yeah, that's just happened. Some of the calls it goes left and right. You never know. In the beginning of the first set, I had a couple close calls there. But then that's just a part of the game. And then if I made the return, maybe on the big first set he made, could have been we wouldn't be talking about it, right? So and of course that's a good experience for me. Just to be composed. I was still composed. I wasn't looking after it anything. And then I played 2 good points, and he came out with 2 big serves to hold that game.
How much